I spent a good part of yesterday cleaning up my TBR shelf. I ended up with 294 TBR books on my shelf. That is huge. As you can see, total disaster mess. I was shoving things in, not even knowing what was where, forgetting about books that I was really excited to read when purchasing them. Something needed to be done. So I spent a lot of time yesterday organizing, pulled everything off, and got my shelves to a place where I could see all of the things that I really wanted to read. I ended up leaving 137 books on the shelf. Everything is where I can see it. I can see all of the spines. And then I organized them I went fiction, nonfiction, fiction, nonfiction, fiction, and put them in the somewhat order of which I'm most excited to read them. So the first shelf is all the things that I want to read first in fiction. Second shelf, everything that I want to read first in nonfiction. You get the idea. I think it looks way prettier, and I'm actually probably going to read because I can find the stuff that I want to read, what I'm in the mood for. Everything I wasn't in the mood for, I moved. 105 books I moved to other places in the house, and then I got rid of 52 books. So that was a lot to take off of my TBR shelf. But I have a really fun thing that I like to do with them when I get rid of books, and that is to book cross them. So if this is something you're not familiar with, book crossing is a way to share your books in kind of a serendipitous way. So BookCrossing.com, something that I discovered, I don't know, maybe almost 18 years ago. It is a site where you can register your books with their own unique ID number that the site will give you, and then you just leave them places. So train, or at the park, or in a little free library, which is what I'm going to do here in a minute. Things like that. You just leave them around, and people pick them up and they get this little message inside, because you're going to put a label in it that looks kind of like that, or you can get all kinds of different ones with different pictures on them. This is one that I took in Pea Ridge, Arkansas, of just a pretty little trail that my family likes to walk down. But you can make them custom or buy them off the site, or you can print them for free off the site. Anyway, you'll put in that label in the inside of your book, and it will say something like, "You've caught a traveling book. Enter the BC ID, which is Book Crossing ID, at www.bookcrossing.com to see where it's been. Then follow where it goes after you read and release it." So then you put your number in here, your book crossing name, where you released the book and when, and then somebody will come along and find it. And you'll open it up and be like, "Oh, how interesting." Go to bookcrossing.com, write in the number, and then you can read all the journal entries of where your books have been. And I have books that have traveled all over the world with Book Crossing. Super fun. So, I'll send it to someone, they'll send it to someone, or then I'll, leave it at a hotel, and then someone will find it and read it, and then leave it at another hotel, and then somebody will pick it up and read it and leave it at the airport, and then somebody will pick it up at the airport and read it for a little bit, and then leave it in the country they live in. And books travel all over the world this way. There are forums where you can visit with people and talk about bookish things. There are book reading challenges, all kinds of fun stuff. It's so much fun. So when I decide that I have books to get rid of, I get rid of them in a few different ways. Sometimes I just take them to Goodwill. Sometimes I will send them to friends. That's another thing about Book Crossing. You can register your wish list on there, and then when people have books to send along, they will check and see if anybody's wishing for them, and they might even send them to you. I take them to little free libraries, and sometimes I just release them out in the wild. So today I'm going to do a little bit of both. I have a little free library here at this park that I'm going to put some in, and then I'm going to put some in a large freezer bag and release them around this park, just like up against a tree, or on the slides or something, where people can find them. If you put them in a bag, then they're not going to get wrecked by the weather. So I've got these two I'm going to actually put in a bag together because they are from the same author and are similar stories. So I'm going to put these in this bag and get this all ready to set out for someone. So I'll do a few of those, and then I will put the rest in the little free library sitting here. And now we wait for someone to come along and find it.